house. So yeah, 4th house deals with upbringing, mother, and then over here, Black Moon Lilith, you're the true matriarch in the sign of Cancer, which deals with safe space, upbringing too, and then mother. Trine right here, let's see, Pluto over here in your 4th house, trine Mars. Yang, masculinity, is in the 8th house of Taurus, of intimacy and soul merging. So now here is the point of this. Uranus, right here, wants to liberate the native from partnerships that seem paternal. And the North Node is taking this idea and expanding on it, leading the native in a new direction regarding partnerships. So then I saw that Saturn retrograde 22 degrees conjunct the moon, 24 degrees in Aquarius here. It shows that this idea of romanticism, 5th house, with partnerships, moon opposed sun, partnerships, moon opposed sun, full moon is deconditioning. Saturn 22 degrees retrograde, deconditioning, in order to liberate Aquarius so the native can form a more genuine identity to express outwardly. 5th house, sun, express outwardly, external, moon, internal. Outside of a, let's see, turn page, outside of a partnership that seems paternal. So then I noticed here Venus, 0 degrees in Leo, on the cusp of Cancer here, moving into Leo, is adding personal value. So Venus into this whole, it's adding personal value, Venus, personal value, into this whole idea here. So also Black Moon Lilith, 13 degrees, the true matriarch, Cancer, 10th house, is seeking inner security, Cancer, within this suppressed external identity, 10th house, external, and the trine over to the South Node here in Scorpio, 2nd house, is realizing this to create one's own value, 2nd house, and to move away from value creating by power dynamics or soul merging, Scorpio here. Again, which Scorpio rules over the 8th house here. So then I looked across your ascendant and seen Jupiter 8 degrees retrograde, Aries, 7th house here. Your descendant, which is expanding this notion and putting this theme under a magnifying glass, so to say, with Neptune 24 degrees retrograde in Pisces, your 6th house, and Mercury 12 degrees down here in Virgo, your 12th house, tells me also this is a collective need from your soul that can transport a spiritual message, Mercury, into a spiritual message. Excuse me, let me read that again. So let me back it up all the way to across your ascendant, Jupiter. So across your ascendant here, Libra, your 7th house, ruled by Aries, we have Jupiter 8 degrees retrograde. And Jupiter expands things, put things under a magnifying glass. It brings a lot of luck in and opportunity, but at the sacrifice of something it takes away. So, so I wrote down here, which is expanding the notion and putting this theme under a magnifying glass, so to say. And then we have, with the influence of Neptune retrograde 24 degrees in the sign of Pisces, which rules your 6th house, And then we have Mercury down here, 12 degrees, Virgo, ruling your 12th house. Tells me also this is a collective need from your soul that can transport a spiritual message. Mercury, Virgo, 12th house, that would alchemicalize Mercury, into a spiritual message, a medicinal collective unconscious effect that would be a spiritual service to self, 6th house. And I say self because Neptune represents the collective. However, it being retrograde, to me represents self amongst the collective. And by initiating or even realizing this ideology will better connect your soul service. Neptune, Pisces, 6th house, merging your need to give back spiritually by this bleed through energy apparent within your 6th house. Bleed through energy is, Pisces, Neptune, 12th house down here. Back to self-service, to give back to the collective and connect in that way. So the bottom line here, to the start of this intention from the beginning, to create value and self-authenticity separate from partnership, is leading you to this important realization within your life path, soul mission. Ta-da! So let me just make a side note. I also want to mention, let's see. I also want to mention when you're channeling and creating a prediction, it will have a flow to it. So it's not forced and there's no need to just make anything up. If you lose your train of thought, give yourself a moment and look back into the chart, and the message will come. If you have to make something up, it's not a true message. So there's a sense of integrity, yes, but there's also a sense of just allowing your intuition to kick in, allowing spirit to help and take the reins a bit and use you as the caveat to channel, a message that comes in through your knowledge and your wisdom, so to say. It's a bleed through energy as well, and it merges, and then you communicate it, the best you can to make it palatable for people that may find some use out of it, as a guide. So sometimes you may feel stuck on an aspect or feel the channel is blocked, so to say. However, I've noticed if you're able to continue fairly quickly during this occurrence, then it's your intuition kicking in, validating any hesitancy with a particular message. So then you can keep intuiting. This is the High Priestess way from the tarot. So if you know anything about the High Priestess, this is definitely her, intuitive way of just knowing secret knowledge and being able to allow the whispers and the subtleness come in and give somewhat of a detailed message, but not in full context, but it has a flow to it, and it has this natural intuit, like DNA quality, spiritual. It's just it comes into you, and then you can create and channel, and the downloads come in, the vision comes in, the information on high drops down, and you can, speak this. So that's the High Priestess way, which I love. So also the full moon is activating your 11th and 5th houses. So let's go back down here. So the full moon here activating your 11th, your Leo, and then your 5th, Aquarius, your houses, and the sun 19 degrees in Leo, 11th house, and the moon 24 degrees, conjunct Saturn retrograde in your 5th house, Aquarius. So the full moon here is culminating, or in this case, embracing the idea that an emotional jackpot has been won through coming into one's own self-authentic richness that has been initiated and innovated by Saturn 22 degrees retrograde, Aquarius conjunct the moon 24 degrees in Aquarius. I mean, one thing about Saturn, you know, the emperor, our god here, and time and 3D and material, Saturn can definitely make you rich. You know, and Saturn also likes you to be charitable and give back and help the downtrodden and so forth and so on, and help your brethren. I mean, that's Saturn's way, not only to work hard, but also share the wealth as well, you know, through charitable acts. That's healthy. That's a good, healthy Saturn for you. So, you know, definitely not all about, you know, working hard and being greedy. No. So this full moon is giving you a new reputation to embrace, and a new legacy is on the horizon for you. The sun 19 degrees Leo in the 11th house. Also, you know, Venus is coming into Leo at 0 degrees. Something is starting. It's a new phase for Venus, you know, into your 11th house, adding new value, Venus, to your place in society. 11th house, with Venus moving into this new area of your chart. So during the full moon, it is suggesting that self-imposed Saturn, emotional chains to others is karma, the moon here, conjunct Saturn, is being cleansed out. So here Venus in the sign of